You can check him out, as always, on Netflix's Stand Up and Away, a new Netflix special that is premiering for streaming worldwide on Christmas Eve. Stand Up and Away with Brian Regan. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Brian Regan.
It's actually a series. It's a 4-episode series. Each of them are about a half an hour, and it's called Stand Up and Away with Brian Regan.
Okay, very good.
Very happy about it.
And executive produced by Jerry Seinfeld.
Yes, which is pretty darn cool.
Isn't that? I mean, just he could be the coolest guy on planet Earth, Seinfeld.
I was so fortunate that he wanted to do this, and we went in and pitched it to Netflix, which I just found the whole thing to be absurd because I'm lucky enough to have Jerry Seinfeld sitting next to me at the pitch meeting. And just the fact that he's there means they're going to do it.
Just me walking.
No matter what they asked, my answer just had to be, that's Jerry Seinfeld.
So did
how do you see the show progressing? That's Jerry Seinfeld right there.
So you didn't even dress appropriately for the meeting? You just didn't even have to care what you looked like?
No, I mean, it was a big deal, and I was happy to have the opportunity, and it was just a cool experience.
Well, I'll tell you, years ago, I mean, when I was on SportsCenter, so this had to have been around 2000, 2001 or something like that. I'm standing on the street corner on the Upper West Side because I had a crashing pad there to get out of Central Connecticut when I had days off.
Right.
So I'm there on the Upper West Side, and a friend of mine is coming to pick me up to go play golf. So I'm standing on corner of Columbus and like 70-something with my bags, my golf bag on the street corner.
Right.
A big SUV pulls up at the red light, window rolls down, and it's Jerry Seinfeld. Leans out and he goes, "Hey, Rich Eisen, watch on SportsCenter all the time." And I'm like, "That's Jerry Seinfeld." And he goes, "Those suits you wear, they're perfectly tailored. They're perfectly cut." I'm like, "Thanks." At which point he looks at me and goes, "So, Columbus Avenue, par 4, par 5.
That's funny, yeah.
And I didn't even know what I said. Light turns green, light goes up, zip, here it goes. And I'm like, that was one of the greatest drive-bys I've ever had in my entire life.
I remember one time going, I was, you out on the road, you play a city in the South and you play a city in the North. So I had my golf clubs with me because I had shows in Florida. But then next week was New York City, and it was January. And I had my golf clubs. It was like 1.5 feet of snow.
Yeah.
And, I'm in the elevator with the bellman, and I've got my golf clubs. And only in New York do bellmen just, jab you and go, "You're going to get 9 holes in Central Park this week?" Yeah, what am I going to? No, I was in Florida, and that's why I have my. I just let it go.
You just take the hit.
You
and
go,
move on.
yeah, I'm a moron.
Well, I mean, you're from Florida, correct?
Yes.
That's where you're from originally?
Yes.
All right, which means you had to have at least attempted playing football, right? If you're in Florida,
I played football in high school.
Okay.
Our team just went to the state championship.
Hey.
And lost by 2 points.
Give them a shout out. What's the team?
Christopher Columbus High School, which,
named after the director, right?
Named after the director.
Is that right?
That's right.
Okay.
Probably that's the safer answer now.
Okay.
Of course, named after the famous director. So when we played other teams, it was very hard because they would put banners up, and they would say things like "Sink Columbus." And man, those are probably the darkest, saddest moments of my life is reading "Sink Columbus."
It would be bad.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, unless there was like an English class, it would say "Goodbye, Columbus," right? You know what I'm saying?
True. So I played at Columbus.
Yes.
Then I played Heidelberg College. Division III, Northwest Ohio.
How'd you get there from South Florida, Brian Regan?
3 of my high school football coaches had migrated down from Heidelberg to Columbus.
Sure.
And so that's how I found out about Heidelberg. So I went up and played up there. When I went up there, we were in Sports Illustrated. We were ranked number 1 in Sports Illustrated for having the stupidest college team nickname.
Which was what?
The Student Princes.
Come on.
The Student Princes. That would strike fear in our opponents' hearts when we would hit the field. You better be careful, or we might write a book report about you. But if you have a name like that, you need to back it up, right?
You better.
So we were 0-8. We were 0-8, called the Student Princes, and we actually went to a championship game.
Come on now.
It's the Ohio Athletic Conference, broken into 2 divisions, the blue and the red. The first place team would play the first place team for the championship, but second played second. Third played third.
All the way down?
So we were last place in our division, and we played, I guess, a championship game against the last place team in the other division, and we won that game.
The Student Princes.
Yeah.
Took
not
down,
princess, but
the Student Princes.
Student Princes.
Yeah.
And
took down.
And we won.
How about that?
Yeah.
The Heidelberg Student Princes.
Yes.
What was the uniform? I mean, did you have a picture of like a Prince Charming, or was it the logo?
We would run out. We actually had to have the books. When they have like the belt around the books, we would run out of the field. No, they tried to toughen it up. It was like a knight.
Oh, yes.
It was cool. It was actually a great college, and I'm glad I went there.
Okay,
and,
that's great.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, we want you to be able to stroll back on campus.
Of course.
You need to have your homecoming appropriately set up for you right there.
Yes.
So, okay. And now you live in Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Okay, so have you taken in the remarkable hockey team season from last year? Have you? You've gone?
Yes.
Okay.
I got
Golden Knights.
Golden Knights. We have. I have season tickets. Went to all the games last year. Not all the games, but a handful of games last year.
And you're the ones you're part of the choreography of the opening, right? Before the pucks drop with all the. They ask you your 2 cents of your acumen.
They do have people who live in Las Vegas, like famous people up on the. But I didn't make the cut.
You didn't make that cut?
No.
Come on now,
I don't
Brian.
even think they know that. I don't think anybody knows anybody about me. I'm not bothered by it, but it's just interesting.
Okay.
They got all these lot Carrot Top and Wayne Newton and all that. And
so are you saying like the Blue Man Group would get
Blue Man Group is up there?
Gets more? Are they? What do you mean by up there? Like there's
on the
like
big
banners?
screen at the start of the game. They put like all of the people who live in Vegas going, "Go Golden Knights, go Golden Knights!" And
look, we're on in Las Vegas.
I live here,
We're on in Las Vegas, Nevada, Brian.
Okay.
So I think we should make this happen right now.
I'm with you.
Do you have like again? I know you're a comedian, so maybe you can improv something. Like, do you have something that you would say to get the crowd fired up before a game? Just like a resume tape here to get you on that screen.
Let's not win like last night.
No,
that's probably not. We have to do better.
You have to be.
We have to improve our skills.
Yeah, that would be good. That's a good start, right?
Go Golden Knights.
Yes, right there. That's better than somebody who's eating a tiger or anything like that. So tell me about the Stand Up and Away special for people. You put a little bit more meat on the bones here, Brian.
It is. I'm very happy to have the opportunity. It's half stand up and half sketches. It's a lot of my older stand up bits, and then those lead into little sketches that come out of the stand up, and each show is about 25 minutes. One pops right into the next, and it's been a lot of fun to do.
Yeah, I mean, we just showed a clip for the TV-only audience that spoke to me, the lap grill.
The lap grill.
The guy behind the wheel of a car.
That's right.
Just taking, because we're all doing something other than driving these days while we're driving, or at least some of us, not all of us. And so it's an actual grill on somebody's lap.
Put it on your lap while you're driving to work. It's a great idea.
Have you ever tried it? It seems like that this is something you thought of trying,
there
Brian.
We go. No, I haven't. I just thought it was a funny idea because I'm always running late for things, and I thought, what would be the absolute worst product that you could have out there?
Which is flipping flapjacks on your lap.
Cooking hot stuff on your lap while you're driving at 70 miles an hour to work.
Right.
So that's one of the sketches.
That's fantastic. Season 1 is available for streaming on December 24th on Netflix at Brian Regan Comic. How he can be followed on Twitter. And then you got another Netflix special in the queue for next year as well, right?
Yeah, we're looking to do another just regular stand-up special. Okay. They were going to do it next year, but because of this, we're pushing that a little bit. It'll be probably the following year.
Okay. Well, fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, you bet. Thanks for coming on here, man.
Absolutely, Rich.
Come back anytime you want,
Thank
brother.
you.
Because you live in Vegas, and you must spend a lot of time here in Los Angeles.
I love coming out here. It's a hop, skip, and a jump.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thanks for coming on, brother.
Thank you, Rich.
You bet. Brian Regan, check out Netflix's Stand Up in a Way, premiering worldwide on Christmas Eve.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.